A dreamer wasn't Paul, but he fell through space, little brown bodies snapping, stretching like soft rubber. Unnamed stars streaked past. A tunnel, slick and damp, smelled of earth. Vines, roots, and branches scraped him. Time stops for the broken heart. Turns and twists, the tunnel laughed, poking, juggling poor Paul.
Falling, jabbing, juggling, poking, nudging, prodding, digging and punching, thrusting, digging, bouncing, pulling, snapping, shifting, laughing, falling, jabbing, juggling, poking, nudging, prodding, digging and punching, thrusting, digging, bouncing, pulling, snapping, shifting, laughing, sleep.
The tunnel stopped, and he dropped, falling a short space, then hitting the ground with a thud. Moss and mud. The air was thick, moist, smelling of dying roses. Welcome to the nobody hole, Paul. Intoxicating air made him hazy. The sky was a dingy brown. He was in a quiet garden behind a museum. A dozen rows and a family of scarecrows looked down on him. The cold moon hung above like a ball of peppered ice. His once bumpy skin was now a drawing. How? Laying his head on a cabbage in the garden, curling up as a baby may. His eyes heavy as his heart became, a million voices in sleep's embrace. The family of scarecrows awakened as Paul fell asleep and circled his body in an eerie song and dance.
Paul, everything okay? Was it a long way down? Here all the walls are blue. You hear in the dark deep brown sounds. Paul, can you hear us sing? We drink blood from your dreams, hanging from a tree, and rain dance while they swing. Here in the darkest hole is a castle made of bone. We've been waiting for our king, so sleep well and welcome home. You broke your arm. Did you hurt your hip? Did you bust your lip? Did somebody knife your heart? Here we love the moon. Here we have no skies. Here their sparrows fly. We ate out all their eyes. This is where we come when nobody knows we're gone and nobody is whole. So sleep well and welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Picking up the little boy's body, the scarecrows carried him through a door in the garden, into the dark and empty museum. As they left, they closed the heavy door softly behind them. After long, he awoke in a hallway lined with 1,000 cases. Paul began the long trek through the Rax Museum. We'll soon find out what he discovered in the tall cases. But first, let's get a better idea of the world he's fallen into. Not far away, a city buzzed with strange life. It's like no other world we've seen.
It was a beautiful day when Paul arrived, and nobody home was like a hive and buzzing with all the lonely hybrid people who called it home. A city lit by rivers of lava, the air was cooled by hella humongous pipes suspended in the sky or jutting from winding roads. Hills and lakes of tears with weird appearances, trains and sheer disgusting smells, the wails of folk long forgotten and lost. Shared the air like they were raised by strangers, loved by murderers, or they died alone in flower beds but were never given a rose. Kinda cold, kinda chilly. Women with half their bones chilled on creaking porches knitting. Sitting with half a hope, waiting for husbands deader than dirt that never survived that fateful day at work, but patience never did hurt. Imagine a world where all the trees are white. There is a source of light, but the sky is always night. The grass is auburn red, the dirt looks like chalk, while a coat of rust and frost covers all the homes in sight. Now hold a piece of negative film up to a candle and you get the gist of what this misty in between is like. A thriving city where boys were made of socks, dogs have legs of glass, and little girls have empty eye sockets of solid rock. See, everybody's missing something crucial or unusual. Despair grips them tight to drag them under its spell. So we call it the nobody hole, not because it's hell, but because nobody's whole in this world beneath the well. Now, back to Paul, who just rested on himself and woke up in a wax museum as a sketch of himself. And instead of regular replicas, he's surrounded by wax figures of the characters he drew at the edge of the fell. The action heroines, all in glass dioramas, hundreds of them holding loaded hammers, gats, hand cannons, pistols, Tommy guns, and Roscoe's. A violent imagination makes anything possible. Wiping tears away from his eyes with the dirty shirt sleeve, allowing himself to breathe. Walking by the cases, looking deep into their faces. He knew each one of them by name, cause he could draw them in his sleep. Oshun, Queen Ransom, and Dr. Shrewd stared back as he passed them all, looking for a clue. Even Manda was there, with a knife in his hand, the only dude that Paul ever drew and gave a weapon to. That was not a gun. He saw him and he shrugged, kept it moving as he found a door to exit through. It shut behind him with a boom. The hallways began to moan as the wax figures inside moved.